Number 3.
to 52nd Street.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
talk about
Danny,
that.
go ahead. No, that's fine. Go ahead.
Okay, we're here on March 28th, 2009 for our third session with Celia, the story of her life in Poland and the United States. And with us today, daughter Gail, Harvey,
I
Eileen,
mean Harvey.
Arlene, and Butch.
Everyone calls him Chaim here.
Chaim,
You
Anna,
can
everyone has
call
two
me
names in
Dad.
this
You can
family.
also call
I'm
me Dad.
Arlene or Ari.
So,
I like Ari.
so today we're going to talk about your life in the United States when you first came over from Poland. So let's just start with a general question, which is, do you remember how you felt coming to the United States, coming to New York, what your first feelings and impressions were of this new country that you came to?
Oh, I didn't want to leave Poland because I had a very, very happy childhood there. But this was my mother's wish. My father was in the United States waiting for us. He was here 6 years to become a citizen, and finally he was able to send for us. The trip was very happy for me. I was a cute little girl, and I used to dance and sing.
How old were you?
And I was up there almost 14 years old.
And who was with you from the family?
And at that time, it was my mother, my little brother, my sister Rose, and my sis just Rose.
Where was Aunt Frida?
And Frida wasn't allowed to come. She had a problem
With her eyes.
with her, yes, she had a problem with her eye, and she was detained. And eventually, in a few days, they sent her back to Poland. And the rest of us went on.
So she never even got on the ship, right?
No, never. She was detained in Ellis Island.
Oh, she did.
Oh, she did come to America.
Oh, she did
Yes,
come?
yeah.
Do you
They
remember?
detained her in Ellis Island.
Oh, and they sent her back to Poland from Ellis Island?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
And
She was sick.
of course, we all felt terrible. But my mother also had problems. She was almost detained for the same reason. She also had trouble with her eye. But my father was able to bribe the doctor there, and she was permitted to come in.
And what
And-
happened? Go ahead.
We, our destination was my father's brother, who lived on the Lindsay Street in New York.
Do you remember leaving Ellis Island and coming into New York for the first time?
Yes, we had to stay overnight on the ship. And like I said, my mother was okay. My father bribed somebody. And my sister Frida was sent back. And the rest of us went to my uncle's house, my father's brother's house, downtown the Lindsay Street.
So that was Uncle Murray, right? It was Uncle
Uncle
Murray.
Murray
Was the
was
younger
with
brother.
me.
Yeah.
But you came from a small town, so what did you think when you came off the ship into this big city?
I was very frightened. Very frightened. I had never seen cars. I think I saw once a car in Poland when the priest came to visit. But I don't remember any other car. It just was very frightening, and I wouldn't go out by myself into the street.
Did you all speak English before you got here?
No.
You all learned English in this country?
No one spoke a word of English. English.
So where did you learn English? Like my mother or your mother
Yeah, I
died?
learned English. I started going. I don't know how I knew this, but I said I wanted to go to kindergarten.
To kindergarten.
Kindergarten.
Yeah.
You were 14.
Yes, yeah. But I said I want to go to kindergarten because somehow I knew that I would learn the language faster with small children.
So they sent you to kindergarten?
Yes,
They did?
they
Really?
did. They let me go to kindergarten.
Where did my mother learn English?
Oh, she just learned, she went to night school.
How old was your mom when she came? Do you know?
I haven't got a clue.
No?
Well, I was almost 14. And Jenny was the oldest. And Rose was in there, in between.
But wasn't Uncle Irving older than Aunt Jenny?
But
She was the oldest girl.
the sister, she was the older sister.
So Aunt Rose was probably around 16 or 17.
No, she'd be older.
Older?
I think so.
Well, what's the difference in age
Oh, wait.
between my mother and
Oh, that's
Celia?
right. And Frida was in between.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she was 18 or
Maybe
19.
18 or 19.
Yeah.
So she learned how to speak. They went to night school.
So did you stay with your uncle in Delancey for a while?
Only for 3 months until our apartment was ready for us in Brooklyn. We stayed downtown on Delancey Street about 3 months, which the worst for me. I hated, I was frightened. We were very, very crowded because they only had 2 bedrooms. And they were a family of 4. And we moved in with them.
Which uncle was it
What?
that you stayed with?
Oh, my father's brother,
Ava?
no,
Not him?
I forgot his name.
Nissen? Was somebody else's brother?
Nissen.
Did you know him, Ivy?
Oh, Nissen.
You did?
I remember him.
Yeah?
I remember the other one too. The woman chaser.
Yeah. The womanizer.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was very happy to move into we had a lovely, lovely apartment in Brooklyn. It was very large, complete. Living room, bedrooms, dining room, everything.
A big change from your house,
And I really loved it there.
from your house
Yeah,
where
that-
everyone slept in the same room.
Yeah,
Poland.
yeah, of course, it was a big change. But, so I liked going to school, and the little kids were very nice to me. And I learned how to speak English from them.
What street was it in Brooklyn? Do
That
you
was
remember?
on 39th Street,
By the trolleys.
near,
McDonald Avenue.
no, not that
Near the
school.
L.
No, that was later.
Really?
No, this school was very close to my house, to my apartment in Brooklyn. It was only about 2 blocks away.
What
So-
section of New York is it?
Borough.
What section of Brooklyn was it?
Pardon?
What
Section of Brooklyn. It was still
It
Borough
was
Park.
called Borough Park.
Okay.
I should have brought my book.
So that must have been quite a meeting of your mother and father after having been separated so
Oh,
many years,
My
huh?
father was able to sneak on board,
On the boat?
yeah. yeah, to see my mother.
Do you remember the name of the ship by any chance?
Yes, it was the maiden voyage of the Ile de France.
Really?
The most gorgeous, gorgeous ship in the whole world, her maiden voyage.
Do you know, I went to
I was just
Israel
gonna
on
say,
the Ile
weren't
de
you on
France. I went to Israel in the 50s on the Ile de France.
Was it the first or the second?
What?
Every luxury.
What?
For
was
the
only
seminar,
one.
yeah.
We
But I
went on
remember
the,
when you went.
we
You
went
do?
on the 3rd class because that was the cheapest. But it was beautiful, you know, because it was a new ship.
How was it when you moved from the apartment to the house?
Oh, I liked it very much there. I acquired so many friends immediately. They all spoke Italian. It was an Italian neighborhood.
I thought it was half and half.
Well, no, it wasn't half and half.
When you
It
came
was
along, it probably was
The
that.
majority were Italian.
So did you learn a little Italian, do you think?
My
No,
mother
I
did.
didn't.
Your mother
I didn't, no.
Wait a minute, the Y was there. How could that be mostly Italian in that neighborhood?
What?
The YMHA. Remember the Y? Where
Yes,
Frida met Uncle Harry and
That's where
my
they,
mother
that
met
was a
my
little
father
further. That was a little further. But where I
on 52nd Street.
Yeah, where I was most, well, a lot of Italians living there. And they were very nice to me.
and you stayed there until your father bought the house, or you stayed in that apartment?
No, this is the
No,
house.
we moved to,
No, this is her apartment, she's saying.
I
It's
thought you were
not the
talking about
house.
the 52nd Street house.
then from there we moved to 52nd Street.
From the apartment.
From
First
the
they moved.
apartment, we moved to 52nd Street. It was a beautiful, beautiful house. And very spacious and comfortable.
Do you remember, Celia, your own feelings when you saw your father again for the first time?
I'm sorry, I don't.
When you saw your father again for the first
It was a
time?
very brief meeting because she sort of like stole on board.
Mm,
So we only saw him for a few minutes. But my mother spent more time with him.
Did you remember him? Do you remember if he looked
Yeah,
like
of
you?
course, it was
Yeah.
only a few years since he left, 6 years.
A few
It's a
years.
lot.
In your lifetime, it's a lot.
I remember him very well, yeah.
How did
He
things
was the
change?
happiest man alive.
Your father, he was, yeah?
So happy to see us.
How old was your mother?
What?
Was she happy to?
My mother, she always lived for just my father. Oh, this indescribable, indescribable.
How did things change in your family once you came to the United States? Because you told us before that your father wasn't around very much in Poland, and your mother was always unhappy because your father wasn't there. Did things change for you in the United States?
This was not when he came to the United States. This happened in Poland when he was not around because he was working for the army.
Yeah. So was it different in the United States?
Well, of course, this time he was
around all the
he
time.
was always home.
What was what was his job then?
And my father was his trade was a tinsmith. But he was very clever. He branched out into making skylights
Oh,
Mhm.
that he designed himself.
Mm.
And my brother Irving helped him. And he also,
Was a roofer too, wasn't he?
but he didn't do the roofing. My brother Irving did the roofing.
So was
No,
your
my father didn't.
I remember them pushing the cart.
No, he helped. He didn't go on the
No.
roofs. He just went on the roofs to do the skylights.
Celia, was your mother happier in America because your father was around?
Of course. Oh, definitely. Yeah. Sure. You know, I suppose this is, but there were problems too.
What kind of problems?
Well, but my mother made my brother Irving go back to Poland. When we were in Poland, my mother promised a cousin of hers that she'll send my brother Irving back to marry her.
Pestle?
Pestle. Yeah. So my mother wanted to keep her promise. And by that time, before my brother went back, he already had met another girl that he liked. But my mother